All right, back to it. There's something about the facilitating, or like, the natural, like, feminine polarity, like the natural feminine essence is going to create, nurture, facilitate, right? So a distorted femininity would be the opposite. So there's something about doing anything at any cost to kind of throw you off, distort you, kind of being kind of odd, like in way of odd by way of like the way that somebody was willing to go, by way of links, or how they were willing to do something. New levels, new devils. There's something about you ascending. Whoever I'm passing, speaking to, you're passing. Maybe this was like a test, but you're ascending past a certain kind of cycling. Maybe you're just kind of, I don't know. The energy that I have is kind of like just tired of it. Check your blind spots. There's something about, cutting like snakes out of your grass, kind of being tired of that whole like cycling of what people kind of do. When you start to see it for what it is, it's like you can read through it. But judgment energy, death energy, confirming what I'm saying. It's like once that perceptual awareness, especially when you're just starting to read cycles and starting to see through things, you can put an end to it called judgment upon it. That's a message for somebody. You overcame the humiliation ritual. Something about just trying to be like, I don't know, like a fly on the wall, but in a bad way, in all the wrong ways. For somebody, your voice is very therapeutic. For someone I'm tapping into, you may have grown up like the prophet Joseph. That's been coming up recently. Their cord to you is blocking your blessings. So this could be in people like close dynamics, close family groups, or close friends that you grew up with, connected to certain things, or attempting certain things behind the scenes because they know certain things, or they want to stop certain things. Forgiveness is your key to energy flow and healing, or peace. That's what I was getting. Forgiveness. I'm getting like kind of like not combating certain energies with a certain, like, you can mirror back an energy. Like, you stand your ground, mirror back an energy. I'm saying like going back and forth though. In terms of like chords, energy speaking. Don't go back and forth. One thing you can do, once you do set that kind of like stand your ground or set that mirror, so to speak, what you can do from that one-sided chord, what it does create, especially if you're detaching from the energy, you can just kind of pull your power back. Once you said what you need to say what you need to say. Once you set the boundary you need to set, or if you didn't say it, like if you set the boundary, it is what it is. Things like that. There is something about there being an understanding from that point on that you can pull your power back and just let it be. There's something about that instead of combating. High priestess energy. Whoever I'm tapping into, you could have like a high sense of knowing. From like claircognizance is specific. Claircognizance could be something for somebody. Claircognizance is how you can know things without knowing something. It's almost like without sensing it. You just know it. Like whether it's just down through your intuition, downloads, or like you just know something. You just speak it, and you like, how do you know that? It's claircognizance. The circumstances may always be out of your control, but what comes of it is your alchemical ability to transmute and transcend it. There's something about you getting past a certain attack. I want to specify on what that was specifically. Five of Pentacles, it was supposed to leave you in lack. There was something that was supposed to leave you in a state of like failure or collapsal. Whether that was a collapsal in something that was working out for you, no longer working out for you, or simple as, things like that. You'll know what to take what resonates. Because you know what you felt, right? What you had to either overcome or transmute. There's something about transmutation or ascending past this certain obstacle point, which is usually in most personifications in this reading, is going to be spiritual warfare, right? So meaning that you had to transmute or transcend this energy, right? And that doesn't just happen. So whoever I'm tapping into, you're in alignment with your desires. There's something about work for reward, or you're working towards something. You may not even understand what that is. But there's something that you're going to be reflected back to in some way, shape, or form. There's something about ascension, maybe mastery over certain subjects, maybe mastery over certain subjects of yourself, or of certain environmental situations that you've gone through for a long time. Take a resonance. Others that try to block God's plan for you will get their karma. There's something about backfires at this time with the law of correspondence coming into play. If you transcend it past something that was meant to keep you bound, it's going to revert back to what sent it to keep it bound, right? If that makes sense. So there's something about correlations that are happening at this time, karmic backfires. Magician energy, there's something about whoever I'm tapping into, people could maybe look at you in a witchy way. When I say witchy way, like when you know energy and you can cultivate energy, or you're very aware of things, it can give off this very intimidating vibe. And a lot of times, like in prior history, over the last like centuries and centuries ago, there was like that witch hunt, agenda thing, right? That was going on in generations and generations, right? Because of certain people like this, that you can be so tapped into energy, or you can be tapped into such an awareness that you can see things that people don't want you to see. And it can almost like demonize you. So I'm getting that with the magician energy in this context. People can maybe say you get your gifts from a certain entity, then you want to collaborate with you. Whoever I'm tapping into, there's something about, confirm on that. Rise to the occasion and outshine them all. There's something about you collaborating or moving towards collaboration. This is a subtle message for a few people. There's something about collaboration, there's something about allowing collaboration or moving toward collaboration in some way, shape, or form that'll help you. I want to confirm on something like this. So grace energy gives me this confirmation for somebody I'm tapping into. You could be very independent, hyper independent. I'm very hyper independent. That's why I was like, it makes sense for me. But whoever I'm tapping into, you could be very independent, or you could be very subjected to maybe being shy in regards to like social dynamics. I'm just very hyper independent. Like that's kind of what it is for me. That's how it relates to me. For some people, it could be generalized in so many different contexts of ways. You could be just very not prone to working with people, but there's something about a certain project or a certain facilitation of what you're doing that's working for you that'll either help other people, or people will want to collaborate, join you, whatever this connotation is. So I could be tapping into some artists, for an example. It's a good example. There's something about something you're doing could be taking off, right? There's something you can do, you're doing that could be gaining traction, could be gaining some sense of attention, could be gaining some sense of notice, right? And there's something about like the help and facilitation of others, whether it's other minds, other just heads around you, or other just like opinions or something like that. I don't know if I'm speaking to somebody in some type of like entrepreneurial situation, or something of like you could be in any type of situation, but especially in an entrepreneurial situation, but not a business, because you'll need associates, right? But I'm saying in like more like an artistic manner, maybe like along like that kind of line. But it's such an easy middle ground generalization or analogy that I can use. But whoever I'm tapping into, there's something about collaboration that'll help you kind of like maybe explore further into a certain avenue of whatever you're doing that's progressing, whether it's healing or like in a connotation of healing, being back around, environments and situations that kind of bring uncomfortability out of you, or fear, anxiety, right? Going towards certain things like that. That's kind of what I'm getting that connotation of, because whoever I'm tapping into, you may have like a independence about you, but there's something that you're working on or doing that may have assistance with the facilitation of others, or another mind, or another perception or perspective. So like writing a book, writing a song, same thing. These things can maybe like help somebody kind of come to a fine point, fine craft, or a more defined point, or a more progressive point in whatever generalization this can be. This can be healing. This could be in a business facet. You're going through a spiritual initiation either way. There's something about enhancement in terms of somebody's either spiritual, like I'm getting like awareness, like some type of enhancement and awareness with distorted masculinity. It's like an enhancement of awareness in terms of maybe you're looking at certain things a little different. Maybe the things that you were pursuing, distorted masculinity. So it could be man or woman, how you were pursuing things, or how your push energy, the push, not the pull. So not what you were attracting, what you were pushing toward. So maybe focusing your intention on things like that. Maybe you're changing how you go at things. I don't know. But celebrity status, whoever I'm tapping into, for a couple people, maybe it's a general theme. I'm getting that. For a lot of people in this message, you may be meant to be in the public eye, because you may have some type of like take to you. There's something about like working, like establishing some type of like development, but that development may come through, let's say like a basketball player, like a star high school basketball player trying to get to the next level, and working with a lot of different trainers, a lot of different guys than maybe he worked with in high school, right? For the next level. So that kind of theme in this scenario. So some type of facilitation of assistance or support may help somebody along their next journey, their next part of this journey, and whatever that presides. Whether that's just healing for you. Be attentive to what's around you. Because I was trying to get around that. Like, what is this, like, a general theme, right? But whoever I'm tapping into, you may be, if you're in the public eye, you're an artist or anything like that, that you feel like you could facilitate, you know, in the masses, or feel like you have that inkling. You know, I was just telling Melissa, shout out Melissa, I just had a personal with you. You know, having that inkling, right? There's not something like, some people, you know, a lot of people have a want or a desire in a certain facet, or a want or a desire to be seen as this, or to be in this position. But if you have an inkling, there's like, it's a difference. So that's a message for somebody. Big dick energy, there's something about stepping forward, man or woman, and your highest, like, kind of like confidence, right? Amidst, you know, like I was talking about, fearful or uncomfortable or anxious situations, right? Something about ascending past these things. Sex magic is significant. What I'm getting from that, prioritizing your sexual energy. That can burn you out of whack if you're not in rotation with your sexual energy, man or woman. There's something about secluding your energy from certain, like with the hermit energy, secluding your energy back, calling your power back is how I'm getting it in this context, like a turtle in its shell, but in an energy way, calling your power back to your temple, so to speak, your body, your spirit. They doubt and antagonize you because they don't want you to be better than them. It goes back to that theme from earlier. Many past people regret how they handled you. Your auric field is meant to bring rainbows and sunshines into people's days. What I'm getting from that message is something about your success or your forward movement that makes people feel a certain way. Knight of Swords energy, you standing your ground may make people feel a certain way. There's something about this sunlight energy. Either somebody couldn't contain, or somebody couldn't, like, there's something about misjudgment, miscalculation, misconception in regards to spiritual work that was done over somebody or influenced somebody. But I feel like we're supposed to get past that, right? I think that was a beginning general theme. But ancestors are always with somebody, so speak up. Something about ancestral spiritual protection that is over somebody's life at this time, because somebody's in, I'm hearing like an essential part of their path, and it may be very nuanced, meaning like, so the networking opportunity thing, like, or the collaboration or support or allowing other ears or listeners or perspectives that may be new to somebody. You may be stepping into a very nuanced part of your journey. It may not even be long term, it may be temporary. Whatever it is for you, there's something about that nuance in this subjective time. And remember, energy is timeless. You don't have to find this on January 6th. Yeah. So 8 of Swords energy, I'm still getting all these reads out. 8 of Swords energy, there's something about people needing you to be in your head for any energy to kind of touch you. That was a message for somebody. People needing you to be discombobulated for the energy work to work. People needed you to kind of be in a disoriented identification of self for these things to work on you. It's a message from spirit, strong from spirit. Look at the densities as opportunities to transmute and transcend. So something about working around certain conflictions or certain traumas or certain hurts or certain things that may have been limiting you before, that may be a little more enhanced in terms of you being able to handle it better or direct yourself at it better because of certain mastery or ascension or evolution, so to speak, in either your spiritual awareness, or that could be a combination of awareness, cultivation of energy. Oh, like, so the awareness of how you can cultivate energy. I did not say that right. And, or healing or other things that you're progressing with. There's something about ascension. So you may be able to handle certain things better. That's why fertility was being prioritized. So your sexual energy, man or woman, is being prioritized. You don't want to be out of whack in terms of your rhythm. That's what the sexual energy gives you, that sensuality, that rhythm, that flow with nature. It's a message for somebody. Believe in your dreams. You're worthy of completing this mission. I think that's a final concluding message, because I think somebody is meant to, do some big things. And that's such a generalization, whether that's, you taking a situation like the Three of Swords came up, taking a fucked up situation and making it into something like developmental or progressive. That's a big transmutation. That's a big alchemization. That's huge master alchemy, right? And that's what life is. It's about patterns. Life is just going to be swings and flows, right? It's just about how you co-create with those swings and flows. And I think that's kind of my last message for somebody that's either meant to be in the public eye or meant to just keep on moving. They goddamn, moving their way forward. Whether you meant to be in the public eye, whether you meant to not be in the public eye, whether you meant to do something just big. Something about transmutation, something about evolution, especially in the masculine polarity, men and women, that I'm being highlighted and specified in this energy. But I think that enhancement of this polarity in some way, shape, or form is helping somebody handle certain situations a little easier, or somebody's progressing in how they're handling certain situations a little easier. So that's my last one. If you need a personal with me, hit up Shamika-san with a C and Shamika@gmail.com. I've also got a partnership with Otter Spirit going on. They're a jeweler company that sells high vibration enhancing gemstone embedded jewelry. If you're interested, links and everything will be in the description below. All your likes, comments, shares, and subscribes are so very appreciated. I have not sat down and read comments for a long time. I think this will be one of those days today. But y'all have been really going crazy, in terms of the alignment. I can't really argue with that. Messages are gonna get to who they meant to get to, and I really believe that, right? I got a lot of crosswashers, of course. Shout out to y'all, but there's something about the alignment. But y'all really been showing a lot of support. I'm just humbly, I'm always gonna be humbly thankful, just humbly thankful. But it's your boy Justice, sending my love and Ashe. Peace out, y'all.